Happy Sunday, y'all. Please enjoy this rerun of This Day in History from August 27, sometime previously to today. The audio was pretty awful on some of these old episodes, so I did run this one through an app that I have that hopefully make it a little bit easier to hear. Thank you so much for allowing me to do reruns on weekends so I can have a couple days off. We will be back tomorrow with a fresh new episode. So until then, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you then. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for August 27th. August 27th is the 239th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 240th in leap years, with 126 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is stratum. Stratum is a noun that means a layer of something, such as rock, tissue, people at an economic level, etc. The plural of stratum is strata, or stratums, although nowadays we often see the plural form strata used as the singular form. Strata comes to us from a Latin word that means cover or to spread, and before that it came from an Indo-European root word from which we also get structure, industry, destroy, street, and stratagem. First documented use of the word stratum is 1599. And let's get on with today's history. And that is that the early Germanic people were a tribal folk who lived in Central Europe and Scandinavia long ago. They were composed of many tribes whose law in general was dominated by concepts of feuding and blood compensation. The Visigoths were one such tribe. Now, the other day, you might remember that I mentioned the Visigoths began pillaging Rome, and I guess they got done what they wanted to do. The sacking of Rome by the Visigoths ended after those 3 days on August 27th in the year 410. Petroleum was discovered in Titusville, Pennsylvania on August 27, 1859, leading to the world's first commercially successful oil well. This is the birthday of Charles Rolls, born August 27, 1877. He was a Welsh motoring and aviation pioneer and co-founder of the Rolls-Royce car manufacturing firm. He died kind of young, age 32. This is the birthday of American convicted murderer and body snatcher Ed Gein, born August 27, 1906. He came to be the prime suspect in the 1957 murder of hardware store owner Bernice Worden, and when authorities searched his home, they discovered things that I won't detail here. Of course, they arrested him, and when they questioned him, he told investigators that in the previous several years, he'd visited local graveyards, primarily to dig up the graves of recently buried middle-aged women that he thought resembled his mother, who had passed away just after Christmas, 1945. Robert Bloch's suspense novel Psycho was based on the story of Ed Gein, as was Alfred Hitchcock's movie of the same name. His story has served as a gruesome inspiration for several other novels, TV shows, and movies, including the Buffalo Bill character in The Silence of the Lambs. Ed Gein had some particular skills, but he was not a brilliant intellectual by any means. When he went to trial, he was judged not guilty by reason of insanity and ordered to be committed for the rest of his life to the Central State Hospital for the Criminally Insane. Ed Gein died of lung cancer in 1984 at the age of 77. This is the birthday of Lyndon Baines Johnson, born August 27, 1908. He became the 36th President of the United States, stepping into the presidency when President John F. Kennedy was assassinated and then elected for another 4 years after that. LBJ lived to the age of 64. The first flight of the turbojet-powered Heinkel HE-178, the world's first practical jet aircraft, took place on July 27, 1939, just days before Germany invaded Poland. They didn't use it there, though. The designer, Ernest Hinkle, arranged a demonstration for officials after the jet was introduced. Unfortunately, combat endurance was only 10 minutes. Officials weren't impressed. This is the birthday of actress Tuesday Weld, born August 27, 1943. Born Susan Weld, New York City, her family fell upon difficult times when her father died, and her mother put her to work in modeling. Susan became Tuesday because one of her young cousins couldn't quite pronounce the name Susan and called her Tutu. The name Tuesday simply evolved from that nickname. She did work in TV and plenty of movies and is retired from showbiz. This is the birthday of actor, comedian, writer, producer, and children's entertainer Paul Reubens, born August 27, 1952. Best known for his character Pee Wee Herman, he did a Saturday morning children's program called Pee Wee's Playhouse and several movies featuring the Pee Wee character. He did have other parts too, but I always enjoy seeing what Paul Reubens is going to do with a part. The first edition of the Guinness Book of World Records was published in Great Britain on July 27, 1955. The Mariner 2 unmanned space mission was launched to Venus by NASA on July 27, 1962. Today's song is Kiss from a Rose by Seal, number 1, August 27, 1995. Written in 1987, Seal didn't like this song at first and didn't even show it to his producer at the time. But the producer, Trevor Horn, got hold of it anyway. Worked his producer magic and voila! Kiss from a Rose was first released in 1994, featured in the movie The Never-Ending Story 3, and then appeared in the Batman Forever soundtrack, pushing the song to number 1 status and making Seal a household name. Kiss from a Rose by Seal, number 1, August 27, 1995, link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link to your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include the link to my blog page that is called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, Parler, BitChute, and Gitter. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again. See you next time.